There's a story told about a fleet of paratroopers who finally conquer the Kotel during the Six-Day War, and they approach the ancient stones with overwhelming joy and tears. And there's one paratrooper who stands to the side, crying harder than the rest. Now the rest of the paratroopers are a little bit confused. He is completely unaffiliated, not religious at all, and they wonder the significance of the Kotel to him that has brought him to such tears more than the rest of them. So one paratrooper finally gets up the courage and asks him, "Why are you crying? Why are you crying so hard?" And through his tears, the lone paratrooper says to him, "I'm crying because I don't know why I should be crying. I see the significance that this wall has to you and to our nation, and I feel so disconnected. I'm crying because I have no concept of why I should be." And I feel like that's a feeling that a lot of us can relate to come the 3 weeks in Tisha B'Av. We know that Hashem's Shekhinah is in pain. We know that people in our nation are suffering. And if we can even muster up the tears on Tisha B'Av, it's usually this, I don't know why I'm crying or why I should be crying kind of feeling. So how can we fix this? How can we really increase our connection to Hashem and our nation so that we can feel the pain of others? Because when we feel connected to another person, that's when we can feel the pain for them. So the key to tapping into the emotions of Tisha B'Av is to feel connected to every Jew. And that'll help us feel connected to Hashem. It's no coincidence that Hashem's house, his home, was destroyed because we weren't treating each other right. Because when we treat each other right, we're able to have a place to connect to Hashem. This concept is perfectly illustrated through the following mashal. There was once a family in Europe with 2 sons, and they were in financial straits, so they decided to send the oldest son to America to try to make some money. Now he was charismatic and smart, and they knew he could make it. And lo and behold, he did. He really became successful, and he was sending money back to his family in Europe to help support them. But as he climbed the ranks in society, he slowly forgot about his family and stopped sending as much money. So they found themselves back in financial straits, and they decided to send the younger son to America. Now the younger son was not as charismatic and not as smart, but they didn't really fear because they knew he had a brother there to take care of him. So the younger son got to America, and he's looking around trying to find his brother, and he comes across a gorgeous building, and he sees his brother's name is on the building. So he walks in and goes straight up to the lady at the front desk and says to her, "Hi, I'm here to see my brother. He's the CEO here, I think. Can you tell him I'm here to see him?" So she looks at the man strangely and says, "I don't think my boss has a brother, but I'll check." So she goes into the CEO's office, and she's in there for a few minutes, and she comes out and says, "I'm sorry, the CEO says he doesn't have a brother." And the younger brother is really shocked. So he says, "Listen, I can tell you everything about your boss, the CEO. I know his birthday, I know his favorite ice cream flavor, I know everything. Tell him his brother's here to see him." So she says, "I can try again." So she goes back into the CEO's office, is in there for a few minutes longer. She comes out and says, "I'm sorry, my boss says he does not have a brother, and if you don't leave yourself, he's going to have security remove you." So the brother's totally destroyed, and he leaves because he has no choice, and he tries to make ends meet in America, and he's just not having any luck. So he goes back to Europe. A few years pass, and now the 2 brothers' father is gravely ill, and he sends a message to his son in America and says, "I don't know how much time I have left, I need you to come here." So of course the son drops everything, gets to Europe, and walks into his father's room, and he says, "Father, I'm here. I'm so sorry. I've not been a good son to you. I totally left you. I'm sorry. I'm here." And his father looks at him and says, "Who are you? You're not my son." And the older son thinks to himself, "I'm too late. He's already so far gone." Just then, the younger son walks into the room to bring his father some water. And his father looks at the older son and says, "You can't be my son. If you're not his brother, I'm not your father." We call out to Hashem year after year, "Father, please take us out of Gullus. Every year is worse. Every year we realize we need to get out of this. Father, please." But we fail to act as siblings. If this year we can finally act as brothers and sisters, it'll be the last Tisha B'Av. Hashem will have no choice but to listen to us and take us out and act as our Father. Let's work on this. Let's try to see the positive in other people. Let go of your grudges and silly fights. Let's act as a family, and that is our key to Geula. Let's make this year the last Tisha B'Av, and may we celebrate with Mashiach b'mehera b'yaminu. Amen.